Ahoy! 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 Ahoy!
Whoa, I'm not supposed to be on here. Hi, Jeremiah. How you doing?
Hi, Juby. So did you put that other audio drop on the video? I didn't have the audio up for that. Because really, if you're going to put the other one, that last shot of me with Goofy is the perfect time for it.
That's a good point. I don't have that one yet. I've heard it, I want it, but I don't have it. Welcome, everyone, to today's live Disney Walk and Talk. Today we are with Jeremiah. That clock is not quite correct. It is now noon on the East Coast, and we are going to the Art of Animation Resort, which recently opened, right, Jeremiah?
Opened on November 1st. And my favorite thing so far is the clock is on the part on each side.
I literally just saw the minutes move right there. That was kind of creepy, and not
Yeah,
just forward,
especially like
kind of weird.
yeah.
All right, but Jeremiah is giving us a special treat today. We are going to start our journey on the Disney Skyliner, the single best attraction in the history of all theme parks. As we begin, please do us a favor, like this stream, however you're watching, is so helpful. Subscribe to us, however you're watching us, it's so helpful. Tell your friends, share the stream. And away we go on a Skyliner. Are we on an unwrapped one?
We are. I know. Once we start moving, I won't see my shadow as much.
So we are taking the Skyliner from the hub over to Art of Animation. This is the one that travels very low over the water. So if you're afraid of heights, but you still want to ride it, this is probably your best option as long as you can swim, right, Jeremiah?
Exactly. Wait, what?
No, but it does stay low. So if the heights are your major issue with the Skyliner, going back and forth between Art of Animation is the way to go. It stays quite low over the water.
This is my favorite just because of the water approach.
I love going over Caribbean Beach and the beautiful views of the Caribbean Beach from way high. Speaking of water, is that water all over the window there?
It is. We've had, echo just started in here now that the thing is closed. Yes, for those of you who are not in Florida, because the news won't start to hit until it gets a little bit closer, Hurricane Eta is off the coast, the Gulf Coast of Florida. So we're getting some of the bands of rain hitting us. It doesn't look like it's going to hit into Orlando. It looks like it's probably going to hit up a little bit north, but tomorrow it's supposed to make landfall out in Tampa. I know Busch Gardens closed today because of the rain already hitting and the anticipation of the storm hitting.
Thanks for the weather report, Dr. George Fishbeck. So we are live. We should mention that. So the advantage of that is you guys get to participate. So if you're listening to this, you have a question for Jeremiah about the Skyliner, about Art of Animation, about anything Disney, feel free to put it in the comments. We'll do our best to accommodate you. He can show you stuff if you want to see something. If you want him to dive in the pool and see if the speakers are still working underwater, he might even do that for you. Jeremiah's not afraid to get wet. So.
As it turns out, though, the Big Blue Pool is under refurbishment.
Oh, well.
Get ready to travel back in time and enter the animated world of Disney. We are on our way to Disney's Pop Century Resort and Disney's Art of Animation Resort.
Yes, we are.
Why do we travel back in time?
Well, do we want the history of this hotel?
I know the history of the hotel, but I guess it goes to Pop Century too. I don't associate that with Art of Animation.
No, I want to say that they focus more on the Pop Century side just because that is a larger resort. I mean, not really, but.
Hi, Karen from Michigan. How's your weather? I hope it's better than we're looking at here.
Doobie, I feel like I'm living your dream right now. I'm stopped again.
I could spend, other than the lack of a restroom, I could spend all day on the Skyliner. If I were trapped above Caribbean Beach, I would be perfectly happy. And what's funny is I'm terrified of heights, but I'm totally comfortable on the Skyliner.
From day one, I've loved this. And sadly, as a local, the Skyliner isn't one of those things.
Just ahead to the right, it's Disney's Art of Animation Resort. enter the live resort that celebrates the creative magic that goes into crafting Disney animated films from sketches to reality. On your left is Disney's Pop Century Resort, a memorable resort that celebrates the way we lived, played, and communicated with each other throughout the 20th century.
I've had one complaint about the Skyliner is those announcements are too often, and I'd like to be able to turn them off.
I don't mind them, but there are definite times where I wish we could at least turn down the volume. Oh, looks like I'm stopped again.
So our queen is here. Hello, Rebecca the Fifth, and then our resident. What do they call them? What do they call people from Australia? Barbies, Down Unders, Kiwis. No, that's New Zealand. That's
Same
not just
thing.
New Zealand. Okay, our resident Kiwi, Tammy. Hello, Tammy. How you doing today?
What I was saying was, as a local, I don't get a chance to ride the Skyway that much. I mean, I even forget at times that I can take it from the studios at Epcot. Not that it's something I can do right now anyway, because there's no park option. But I'm just going to tap over there right now. That wasn't the microphone breaking up. That was going over with it.
You're kind of breaking up anyway. Let's just. I know you're better. The video is perfect, by the way. We're having audio issues today for some reason. Our apologies. Sometimes you just have to remember that we are talking live to someone riding a Skyliner 3,000 miles away from you, broadcasting it around the world.
On a telephone with things in his ears that are not connected to anything. Yeah.
Right.
All passengers must disembark at this station. Return service is available.
As a local, riding the Skyliner isn't something I do so much that when I was tasked with coming to the Disney's Art of Animation today, I was thinking of, wait, I can't park here because only guests staying at the hotel can park now during the times that we're in. And then I was reminded of, oh, what about the Skyliner?
Scuckman says he was staying at Coronado. He's going to be staying at Coronado Springs. He wanted to stay at Art of Animation, but Mom wanted to stay in something fancy. Do you think Coronado is considerably fancier than Art of Animation?
Really depends on if you're in the Grand Destino Tower or not.
That's an excellent point. I've yet to do that tower. That's a great point.
That is probably, that ranks up there as my favorite.
Oh, yes, you have had that privilege. So we are now at Art of Animation. Left or right? Left or right?
Art of Animation is to the right.
What's to the left?
Disney's Pop Century Resort.
And so you are literally on the generation gap right now.
Correct. Generation gap bridge that makes no sense at all anymore.
Maybe as you walk,
Lake too.
Towards Art of Animation, you can talk about why there's a generation gap bridge.
So in the late 1900s, that's a scary thing to say. The only value resorts were, of course, the three All-Stars. So Disney decided to, which way should we go before we start this story?
Let's go to the right. Okay. You're in charge, Jeremiah. You're in charge.
Well, this hotel is so large. Like, seeing everything is difficult, but trying to find the path so I'm not just walking in circles is difficult for my head. So in the late 1900s, they decided that they needed a new value resort, and they came up with the idea of Pop Century. Now there's Pop Century. I forget what Pop Century on that is open is called, but they had two Pop Centuries. One from the 1950s to the 1990s.
The classic years.
That over there. I thought this was going to be the classic years.
I thought this was the legendary years.
Okay, I'll go with that answer. That sounds right to me. And then they had pretty much completed the classic years, but the legendary years was more of just structure. Like they hadn't done anything with the rooms or anything. And then the first great tragedy of the 2000s hit of 9/11, which caused tourism and everything else to take a big decrease. So nothing opened. A few years later, they did open the classic years, but the legendary years just sat here empty. Like for the first few times that I stayed at Pop Century, I remember looking across Hourglass Lake and just seeing buildings that weren't, they were just windows and walls and stairs. No art, no nothing. And then,
Yes, it sat that way for quite a while.
yeah, until late 2010s. Off the top of my head, I can't recall when this resort opened.
And then they decided, you know what? Family suites are all the rage right now. Why don't we create some of those back in 2012?
Thank you.
And they created the Art of Animation Resort, which is predominantly, but not exclusively, family suites. We have a couple of, a comment that I wanted to get up there. I'm glad we can help you out, David. The stuff he's learned for his next trip. And then Karen has a question. She was last year in 2014 and doesn't recall the Skyliner. Is it fairly new, Jeremiah?
2 years old now? No, 1 year. It just hit its 1 year anniversary recently.
How could we not celebrate? September 29th. Oh.
Yes, the Skyliner is a great form of transportation, as Doobie will tell you, till you are blue in the face.
So we are at the Art of Animation Resort, which is, like I said, Disney's first resort to open that was predominantly family suites. Opened in 2012. It's 4 themed areas. Can you name the 4 areas off the top of your head, Jeremiah?
We got Lion King, Little Mermaid, Finding Nemo, and Cars.
Cars. Well done. Well done. So there are 984 standard rooms and 1,120 suites.
I love these little bits of information. They have these over at Pop Century also, but these are all here at Art of Animation is all about, of course, animation.
I love those too. And if you like walking, actually, if you get yourself over to this area, you can take an extremely long walk between the Art of Animation and Pop Century and all around both of them. Wonderful sights to see and nice relaxing walk with cool stuff like that to read. So recommend that.
So here's something that you don't see every day.
But I do.
This is, you do? You come out here every day? For those of you that are concerned, like earlier when Doobie said about swimming, the Skyliner should happen to have an emergency breakdown. They do have a way to remove guests when they're over Hourglass Lake, and that is the barge that will raise up to meet the Skyliner cars so you can get removed from them.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. That's fascinating. Sean says he'd like to be here right now. He's quarantining in cold, rainy Oregon, and it's no fun. I'm with you, Sean. I'm in cold, nearly rainy Northern California, and Jeremiah is having a lot more fun today.
I'm just in rainy Florida.
You got to ride the Skyliner. You're definitely having the fun. So are we heading over towards the lobby area?
No, we are starting at Little Mermaid. We're going to walk through the Little Mermaid area and then head towards the main hall, which 2 seconds ago I had the name in my head. Now, there you go, Doobie.
I know. Is that my wallpaper today?
I will try to come back and get this.
Trying to find the name of the hall too. I know the name of the restaurant and the dining area, but I can't find the. Does it have a name?
Yes.
Animation Hall.
Thank you.
So one of the nice things about this hotel is each of the buildings is extremely well themed, and especially the Cars building. So hopefully we'll get to walk through there, and you can see some of the way the grounds around it are really nice. The Cars building is actually like a mini Cars land. Very mini, but still pretty cool.
The last time I was here, which was just before the shutdown, walking through there really made me miss Cars Land that I was at like a week before.
Oh, we have another question for Mr. Mine Jeremiah. Isn't the new Star Wars hotel going where the other half of Pop Century was supposed to be, or am I wrong? That's from Molly.
Sadly, Molly, you're wrong. But you didn't wager all your money, so don't worry. You can still proceed to Double Jeopardy. This is where the second half of the Pop Century Hotel was supposed to be, in the Art of Animation. The Star Wars Star Cruiser.
Galactic Cruiser.
Man, that's going to be hard in my head. It's actually a brand new spot that is just on the other side of what used to be the cast. Well, it is still a cast. The guest drive-in to Disney's Hollywood Studios.
So yes, if you drive on World Drive, you can see lots of construction around there. And I will task Jeremiah on his next trip down World Drive to get some pictures of Star Wars construction from the passenger seat, of course.
Of course.
Wow. You know what's cool when you're here is the seaweed is greener.
Yes.
Tammy says she can't wait, I presume, for the Star Wars, because that's where she would like to stay for her first trip to Disney World. That's an interesting thought. Would that be a cool place to stay for the first trip? Because I would imagine the stay there is going to be unlike any other hotel at Disney World.
Well, the things that we know so far about it, by the way, there's a giant aerial for you.
That is cool. There's also a giant turtle guy that we need to see. He was the thumbnail for this video.
Giant turtle guy?
Turtle guy. What's his name?
Crush?
Oh, my. Thank you very much.
It's like, wait, which turtle guy are we talking about? I'm here at Mermaid. So, Tammy, your first trip, you may not want to stay at the Galactic Star Cruiser, the Echelon. No, Halcyon. There we go. I knew I'd get it right. Because that will be much like you're on a cruise. You will be on your spaceship for 3 or 4 days. You don't know the definite amount. And you'll have one day at port of Batuu, and the rest of it will be on the Star Cruiser.
On the other hand, that may be exactly what she's looking for.
It may be, but
it will be a different experience.
If you want to visit the other parks, if that's one of your main things, or if you just want to visit Batuu and Disney's Hollywood Studios, you can definitely do just like they do with the cruise line, a land and sea, but here it will be a space and land.
Sean is a huge Star Wars fan, but the Galactic Cruiser experience doesn't sound interesting at all. Maybe he's just weird. I wonder. I need to ask Mike C if he's really looking forward to that. Look at that six-pack.
That's kind of interesting. Like, that should be your wallpaper. Just
no
King Triton staring at you.
That is the wallpaper of nightmares. Well, at least now we know where Ariel got her stare from Philhart Magic.
Yeah.
Oh, I misunderstood Tammy. This is where she wants to stay on our first stay. This is a great, great choice. Because you know why? You're right on the Skyliner. Gideon wants to know how you're enjoying your Pop Century Legendary years.
I feel a little under the sea.
Wow. See, I just love all this stuff. It's nice. It's relatively quiet here, right, Jeremiah?
Yes. With it just opening, I mean, as we found out from visiting the other hotel, when they do first open, it seems to take a little bit. And I think with this, I don't think this was announced that it was opening until kind of recently. So that will, kind of separate the crowds a little bit. There's Prince Eric's statue, a trash can, and King Triton.
Molly says she wants to do it, but wants to leave her kids at home. Gideon, close your ears for a moment. Going to Disney World without kids is awesome. Right, Gideon, open your ears. There's nothing better than going to Disney World with your children.
Molly, I know, is lucky enough to have actually traveled to most of the Disney parks around the U.S., around the world, if I remember correctly. I know she's been to Tokyo. I'm not sure she's been to Hong Kong or Shanghai, but hey, look, you need to do your hair, Doobie?
I've been looking for my dingo hopper all morning. Thank you, Jeremiah. Any snarf flats around
Molly,
there?
yes, actually, right here. Molly is also a amazing cosplayer, and I know her through D23 Expo, where in the past she has been Ariel and Tinkerbell and some
And
of the
then
others.
so I would presume this is Molly as Mary Poppins in her avatar right here.
I don't think that's her as Bert, but I can't see that well.
There's a snarf flat, and Molly says, nope, just Tokyo.
Ah.
So we're continuing on our way in a lovely, I'm guessing it's not too warm today then, Jeremiah?
I just took my backpack off. It's not too warm, but the humidity right now is up there. But it is beautiful to be out here walking without the walking on the surface of the sun feel.
Sean says he has 3 kids, so it's on our radar as Pop and Caribbean are a little tight now, and that is a big part of the reason why they built Art of Animation is they have family suites that can easily sleep an entire family of 5 or more, and so good choice. We recommend you check it out. There's a map of the Art of Animation. You can see all the different wings and sections. So what, 1, 2, 3 is the Cars building, I believe, car section. We're over at 979, which is Little Mermaid. Lion King would be building 6 and 10. And 4 and 5 are the 4th location, Finding Nemo.
So yeah, if anybody's familiar with Pop Century, they have the buildings that are shaped like that. And it was always just set to 2. And then when they decided to go forward and change this to family suites and the different themes, they added in some extra spots, which building 2 is definitely my favorite of this entire resort.
So that's the Lion King section on the left, right? Correct?
Correct. That's where we're headed right now. We're going to walk through an elephant graveyard.
Let me get people in the mood. Pennsylvania. Okay.
Oh, I thought that song was about Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania.
I've got a penguin in the bathtub. Did you used to sing that at Lion King Celebration? Never mind. There's Iago greeting us as we enter. Tammy is correct. The Art of Animation reopened on November 1st.
Yes.
And you want to keep away from the guy on the left. He's not very nice. Scar. Are there any place else at Walt Disney World that has such nice, detailed sculptures or whatever you want to call them of various Disney characters like this place?
I don't think so. But
it's really cool.
When was the last time you visited the Art of Animation, Doobie?
When I last lived there, probably about 10 years ago.
So, do you remember when they played like music from The Lion King, right?
Yeah, of course.
I got in the background, "Whoa, here she comes."
Are you serious? Hall and Oates?
Hear what the next song is.
Watch out, boy, he'll chew you up. That kind of fits for The Lion King. Man-eater? Maybe that's no accident.
Wow. It's a little dark. I mean, the fact that we play in, giant woolly mammoth bones here.
Whoa, whoa, here she comes. Watch out, boy, she'll chew you up.
Is that song about Nala?
That's funny. Do they still have the play structure at Lion King? I know they have the main one over in the main area, but I seem to recall they had a smaller one here. Oh, it's been so long. Gideon is right. Pop Century has statues, as do All Star Movies, but not as many Disney characters. Some, but not as many.
Yeah, and theirs are all the giant ones, where these are
more or less normal
mean-
sized. Pumbaa, Timon, and Baby Simba. Or not Baby Simba, Little Simba. Sean says, not going to lie, I can't wait till the crowds return. I love the buzzing energy of a crowd and wants the parks to be successful again. Sean, I don't think you're alone by a long shot. When we went to Disney World about a month ago, it was weird. It was weird, and I would not mind it at all having just a normal buzzing Disney World.
I'm not sure about that window. So trivia question. The
Yes.
voices of Mufasa and Sarabi were together in what other film?
Field of Dreams.
No. They were the king and queen in Coming to America.
I knew that, but completely forgot, obviously. There is grown-up Simba overlooking his pride, and those voices would be?
James Earl Jones and somebody else.
No, Jeremiah. Now I have to look it up.
When it comes to voices, I am definitely not a good one.
Buildings with some Lion King jungle type decor on the sides.
Look, Monkey Butt.
Someone in the chat, help me out. Who voiced it? Who voiced was his name Sarabi?
Yeah. I feel like the last time I saw Rafiki, you got a great audio clip.
Let's see. For those who missed it.
Oh, no.
There it was.
Every time I hear that, I just go, that's slowed down. That's not me. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, it was me.
You, believe me, I deserve some additional pay for having to do these. Additional, like I could double my pay and I'd still be the same.
So we're going to head around to the front of the animation hall, enter through there. Again, we don't know how the reception is. Well, we know how the reception is. The cast members are always great. Hey, but the signal, if we start to lose it, I will back out as quickly as possible. If not, there is some amazing stuff to see in the animation hall. Including,
glad we could be there for you. That's a cute picture, by the way.
was that the Disney film Rocky Horror Picture Show?
No.
Oh, I
am very frustrated I can't find out who the voice is. Oh, there she is, Madge Sinclair. Madge Sinclair was the voice of Sarabi and was also in Coming to America. Is that a bus stop?
No, well, it's a pickup area. I believe this is actually the cast pickup area.
So we don't see that. Madge Sinclair was also in Trapper John MD. Bet you didn't know that.
In my head, the only thing I know about Trapper John MD is the title of it. Wasn't it a sequel to MASH?
I think it was of sorts, yeah. Gabriel's Fire also starred both James Earl Jones and Madge Sinclair. How about that?
Wow.
There's a television show, Gabriel's Fire. A cop who's been sent to prison for killing his partner is freed by a lawyer who hires him as a private investigator. The more you know.
That is such an 80s TV show cliche.
It started in 1990, so take that.
It's probably filmed in 80, not...
Yeah, it was one season, 1990.
So
which
here we
technically
are,
is the 80s.
the bus stop for Disney's Art of Animation.
Bus is taking you to all the various resorts and Disney Springs. Not resorts, all the various parks and Disney Springs.
And if I want to just take a bus to Epcot, I can do that there.
And they're nice enough to tell you when the next bus is coming. For those who haven't been in a while, that's somewhat new. Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach are, of course, both still closed. Scheduled, the first water park schedule opened in March, I believe.
Yeah, I've not heard anything about that recently, nor the Winter Summerland golf course.
It's Fantasia Gardens is open, right?
Correct. And I want to say Winter Summerland was scheduled to open sometime this month.
Oh, that'll be fun when that reopens because you get to go golfing.
I actually love Winter Summerland, but it is definitely below Fantasia. Fantasia, which celebrates its 80th anniversary tomorrow. Tomorrow? Yes. I'm trying to think of the day. That is my favorite Disney animated.
So Winter Summerland, it was announced on October 6th that it would be reopening on November 6th. I'm guessing it did not reopen.
Every time I drive by it, the cones are still up. So
Interesting. Yeah, someone should check on that. Maybe we get our Central Florida correspondent. Tammy wants to know, stay in the suite for Cars or Finding Nemo? I would say Cars, just because the theming there is so incredible. We'll see that shortly. What do you think, Jeremiah?
I do love Cars. Finding Nemo is closer to Animation Hall, which is always one of those, think the one half dozen of another. But we're going to walk up to the main entrance of Animation Hall. That way we can see the beautiful art.
And Cars does have its own swimming pool as well, which is nice. Beautiful artwork adorning the entrance to Art of Animation.
Do you know what is one of the most unique things about this hotel, Doogie?
What, Jeremiah?
It is the only hotel that actually has a game for the Play Disney app on it.
Oh, I did not know that. Are you going to demonstrate? You can't, because you only have one phone.
I can't, and I've done it, I think, 3 times. And where most games in the parks are a few minutes or, scheduled to be around how long it should take you to wait through the queue, this one is designed for guests that are here, like, in the rain or don't have a park day. So it took me, I think, 45 minutes.
So as you enter, I'm just going to show people what the exterior looks like from a distance, which of course we couldn't show you today, but quite beautiful, especially at night. That's what we just walked past there. So
that's a beautiful picture.
Yeah. So we are now in Animation Hall, where we see sketches of animation. Now, I was at the grand opening for this resort. I remember that back in 2012. And one of the things they mentioned was this was the first resort to have, instead of a check-in desk, to have check-in pods. So the cast members who check you in can come around and, greet you better and all that, which of course isn't nearly as big a deal now, but this was an innovation for Disney at the time.
This came the first one that actually had the check-in pods was Alani.
Ah, thank you for that.
And then it worked so well, they moved it over here.
So as you can see, the artwork on the right side was black and white sketches, and now it's turned into color.
And then we have some of the actual art-ish work.
Yeah.
But this is my favorite thing here at the Art of Animation. It's concept art for different pieces of animation, all drawn usually by the artist. So here we have the elephant graveyard, and it's signed by Don Hahn, because whenever they come here, they do a ceremony where they make sure that the artist or voice talent, as the Ariel up there, is Jodie Benson.
That is wild. That is awesome. We do have some advice, though. Gideon says, be careful of this hotel. It's a bit sketchy.
Very good, Gideon. Very good. How's the reception so far, Doobie?
We're perfect. This is awesome. We're perfect. I love that. I love that. The view we just had looking down the way they designed the color there and everything. It's a beautiful hotel. So we're now in the Incan Paint Shop, which is the name of the store here in Animation Hall.
Which is one of the last, well, I guess that's changed. For the longest time, this was the only place that still had hotel-specific merchandise. But now, I guess, with the new push towards all hotels having their own merchandise, it's expanded.
Can we see some of the hotel-specific here since you're in here?
Yes. I'm just kind of walking around to see if there's anything that I need to make sure I come back for. And it looks like everything is pretty much the standard. In case you need your child merchandise. Oh, wow. They even have the Toydarian plush here.
My favorite Darien is a toy Darien. So, Art of Animation, there's some the resort-specific merchandise, kind of a tie-dye, sketchy thing going there. Really nice.
Some beautiful mugs. It's a pen.
Oh, cool. So I see this this display has Christmas, of course, in the shop. Is there anything else Christmassy that you've noticed at the resort? Any decor?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I will keep looking. Well, there's also another Christmas display over on this side, but this is pure Walt Disney World Christmas. And we have covered all of this merchandise, I want to say, more times than I can count. But hey, look what they do have here.
Gingerbread?
The zipper pool gingerbread plush. Can you smell it? Can you smell it? No.
Smells like LCD.
I love their second album. I don't know. So here is yet another one of these spirit jerseys that are just fuzzy, and I really wish it was cold. Not that I would wear a spirit jersey, but these things look so warm. The sweaters that we covered, I believe yesterday we had an article about these, the winter wear that is now at Walt Disney World. Doobie's favorite Christmas wishes.
I love that. I love that. I have some Skyliner merchandise, of course. How could you not have merchandise for the best?
Did you get the pop?
I did not get the pop because I don't like to leave things in boxes. And apparently that's a requirement with pops.
No, you can take those out. You should see how many pops I have out of my boxes.
I've seen you do an unboxing, Jeremiah. It's very anticlimactic.
So we have some pins.
To think all these pins, and Jeremiah probably has 100 times more than this.
Let's not talk about that.
I get your pun, Gideon. Sketch E. I get it. I'm very proud of you, actually.
Oh, wow. So here they actually have all the different hotels. I was wondering how they were doing this because they have uh, pins for each of the hotels. They have the All Stars. They have the All Star, the Pop Century, Animal Kingdom Lodge, Yacht Club, and normally guests would have to go to each hotel to purchase the pin. But it looks like this year they're kind of condensing them all into one.
Oh, that's convenient. Kind of take some of the fun away, but that's convenient.
Uh, as somebody who stresses every time the term, can you go to a hotel? Uh, oh, I have to actually use in the doors over here.
Is landscape of flavors not accessible?
Uh,
One entrance.
yeah, enter here. I guess I can head it. Yeah, it looks like I'm always weary on
That's
doing
fine.
well in yourself. Can I just walk through? Thank you.
Stay on the path, head to the exit, just look around.
Yeah.
Because the artwork in here is also quite beautiful. This is
Yeah.
definitely among my favorite of the resort quick service places, both because of the decor, which is incredible, and then the food, which is a little bit unusual. So, really like Landscape of Flavors.
So for the mobile ordering here, they prepare it and they bring it out and put it on the tables for you to pick up.
Oh, very interesting. Hi, Donna. Popcorn and Milkshake, tell them Doobie says hi. This is definitely Doobie talking. Glad to have them listening today.
This is a sad, sad image.
Yes. That's normally the grab and go, and there's no such thing right now.
So
I think this is the first time I've seen a quick service like this that you've shown us since
it is.
reopening. It's interesting. When we stayed at Cabana Bay at Universal, they have essentially the same type of setup, but it's unchanged. You still stand in line, you walk up and ask for your food, and you check out. So no mobile ordering there. But it's interesting.
Yeah, again, I think I've said this every time. Disney takes things to the next level. Like Universal definitely does a great job, but Disney, we just saw to get your food, you have to mobile order. They prepare it, they bring it out, you pick it up at a certain number. There's very little. Sorry, isn't this the big blue pool?
So here is the Big Blue Pool, as I believe you just said, the main pool here at Art of Animation, I've heard it's no longer here. I remember its defining feature when it opened. It was Disney's first pool to have music underwater.
Correct.
But that's no longer the case?
No, and I thought that this was going to be down for refurbishment.
Maybe it's a soft refurbishment.
No, maybe it happens. Maybe it happens later, with today being Veterans Day and this weekend being one of the more popular weekends.
So it is quite a large pool, and definitely not down for refurbishment.
Walking over to see that turtle guy that you talked about earlier.
And so you can go swimming in the Big Blue Pool.
Yeah. Sadly, the one time that I stayed here, I did not get a chance to go to the pool. And that was back when they still did have the music and the voices of the characters under the water.
Cabana Bay at Universal has music under the water, and it was pretty fun. Pretty fun. Tammy says she thought it was closed as well. So breaking news. Big Blue Pool is open.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Of course, she heard it from you.
Silverfish are giving us a sign. I wouldn't know that. The splash zone near the
Anemone
is closed.
So I believe the refurbishment for the Big Blue Pool has been put off According to the Disney official website, it will be closed for refurbishment in early 2021. So there you go.
Okay, your best crush.
Very cool. Yeah, that's an awesome figure right there. And Dory.
And
Dory. So is that the little splash zone for the kiddies there next to the pool?
It is. That's the which I can definitely see that not only is it closed for the safety, but I'm guessing since there's no more soft squishies around the other characters, it's down for a little while.
Yes. And then behind here is a playground, if it's still there. Dude, I think that's the reference to Crush. Righteous Dude. So when this opened, this was clearly the most unusual play structure Disney had built for a resort. We got to be experts on those because of our toddler at the time. Most of them were pretty generic. This one is anything but very cool. Tammy says it looks too cold to swim. Is it too cold to swim in Florida, Jeremiah?
No. So this is one of those things that is interesting. Most of the play areas have been closed off, but this slide is open.
Is everything? The stairs are open? There's nothing? It's just open. Yeah. That is quite interesting.
Also, walking on this bungee part is always fun.
Makes me wonder if maybe there have been changes at the other resorts too. Maybe you can do a little one, use some of your deep sources and find out if maybe resort play areas have opened. And it's clearly no accident. They have a safety sign.
Yeah.
So check that out for us, Jeremiah. We may have some breaking news there too.
Trying to think of where else has a playground.
Actually, they all have one. It's just they're not very well publicized. Pop Century has one. French Quarter has one. Like I said, we became experts. Almost all of them have one. Time for school.
Also, this is one of the unique things about it being a value resort. And as we saw walking through The Little Mermaid, those were the old buildings that were still left over from the original design. But the Finding Nemo is all indoors, which you don't see at value resorts here at Disney.
Great point. Yes, all the rooms are indoors, indoor hallways, which I learned once is the difference between a hotel and a motel, indoor hallways. Don't know if that's true, but I'm going with it.
Sounds good. Do you know the only way that a hotel can be a 5-star resort?
What?
It has to have a spa and a golf course.
A golf course?
Yeah.
So, it's interesting. I did not know that. So we are now on our way. Sorry, go ahead, Jeremiah.
I know it has to have a spa. The golf course may have changed because I want to say that's Disney Springs, California resort and spa is how they could get the high rating.
So we're on our way, and we've arrived at the Cars area, and as you can see, it's like a mini Cars land. There is Doc Hudson. No, that's not Doc Hudson. That's what's his name? The sheriff? Is it Sheriff?
The sheriff.
Yeah. Oh, I'm an idiot. There's Doc Hudson.
Yeah, I mean this is Cars Land. Just you can stay here.
Yeah. So again, lots of cool figures. You can get your picture taken with Sarge and such, as you'll see. None of them are animated at all. They don't talk to you, but they look very cool. Got the Barbasol on the right, the signs.
Wait, there's the Barbasol can? Should I get it for Nedry?
Tammy said her son just screamed Cars in her ear. That's so cute. And she is definitely staying here. Yeah, this is a
It's
fun
easy.
area.
Can you name all the characters, Scooby?
No, that's Flo right there, but I don't remember the guy on the right.
Ramon.
Ramon. Oh yeah, that's one of the Cheech or Chong.
Cheech.
Cheech Marin. Cozy Cone Motel. Unfortunately, they do not sell cozy cones there like they do at DCA, but it looks cool. In the window there's some cool stuff to see too. And that's actually, isn't that the entrance to the pool?
Yes. Yeah.
It's all coming back to me.
At the 2017 D23 Expo, they actually sold these alarm clocks.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I still have one, as you'll be surprised, sitting in a box in my room.
Yeah. So Tony Betty, who we discovered last night, is the 5th greatest Betty in the world. Says the Cars building really lucked out being designed alongside Cars Land. That's probably what happened, and that's a great point. So for those who wonder, he's behind Betty Taylor, Betty White, Betty Davis, Betty Boop, yes, and then Tony Betty. 6th. I'm sorry, I forgot Betty Rubble. He's 6th. So there's Mater. I remember him.
Is Bette Midler?
She's not a Betty. She's a Bet. She's a Bet. She's the greatest Bet of all time.
And remember, honk for service.
As we walk around, that is the pool right there behind those trees. You can kind of see it. Those cones. So there are 2 pools at this resort. There's the main Big Blue pool, and then Lion King. Cars has a pool. On the other side, Mermaid and Lion King do not have their own pool. You'll never guess who's flying the flag high on Veterans Day, but Sarge, of course.
Oh, this really makes me miss Cars.
Oh, we have some terrible news, Jeremiah. Tammy's son decided to hide the hand-me-down Cars diecast in the drawer under the oven, and it melted all of them into a clump.
Oh.
That is terrible. It's not funny. It's not funny.
No. Do you know what that drawer underneath the oven is actually for?
I thought it was for like the trays, the cookie sheets and such.
It's actually to keep your food warm.
Really? Well, then that's not a good place to store a car.
No.
So here we have the Willow Hotel with Lightning and Susie, and this looks so cool.
Do you want to rewind and try that again?
Here we have the Wilwell Motor Court with Lightning and Susie, and this looks so cool.
Let's go for a third try.
All right, I give up.
Sally.
Did I say? Oh, Susie's the little blue coupe, not the little blue sports car.
It was like, not sure where you're going. And the cool thing is, Lightning does have stickers, whereas Sally does have lights.
Tony is correcting me. I need to say this. Mermaid has a pool. That is the big blue pool. It's the
Mermaid has
other water area. Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo is the big blue pool.
Mermaid has a pool as well?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just plain was wrong on that. Thank you, Tony. We may have to ratchet you up to the 5th best Tony. 5th best Betty. You're way down the list of Tonys.
So head into the will not walk too far because our guest staying.
But you can see some of the cool artwork. This is cool. You don't have to go inside. Looking through the windows nice. Especially since we just lost you. Please come back, Jeremiah. I wanted to see the big tall tires. I was looking forward to that. I have faith. Jeremiah will be back.
Okay. So we
Get
know
out of
not
here.
to go into the hotel.
Out of here. Come on, signal. Stabilize. Stabilize.
Are we there yet?
Yeah, we're okay. Better. Wow, Tammy's Logan is so excited looking at all this stuff. Yeah, this is a cool area. There is Fillmore, right?
Frank who voiced Fillmore in the original film.
George Carlin?
Correct.
Yeah, dude. No, that was terrible.
So, did you ever notice that because Fillmore is a hippie, his license plate is his soul patch?
No, that is clever. Thank you. Where are the tires?
Tires?
Isn't there a tower of tires over here?
Yes, I'm heading towards it.
Okay. Starting to doubt my memory.
It's like, wait, are we missing tires somewhere? And I also love that the landscaping around the pool, has foxtails and stuff that you would see in the Pacific Northwest.
Of Cars Land.
Southwest. And I think Bon Jovi is actually playing for the music here.
Slippery When Wet?
No, it's not Bon Jovi, and no, I thought it was the songs from Young Guns too.
By Wham! Young Guns having some fun. Crazy ladies keep them on the run. Wise guys. Anybody know that song? Probably not. So there is Luigi, and what's his little partner's name? Thank you. And their Tower of Tires, which I love so much.
Pit stop.
Guido. Luigi and Guido.
C.
Tammy would like you. We have a request to show stuff. As we say, you can always request Jeremiah to do stuff. Can we get a good look at the pool cone again? I assume she means well, you probably know what she means.
They used to me the cabanas.
So they use those as cabanas, actually.
Yeah, sadly there is no chili cone carne or mac and cheese cone or Red's apple freeze. Red's apple freeze.
Well, Jeremiah has opinions.
So do you like Red's apple freeze or LeFou's brew more?
I've never had Red's apple freeze. I'm not a big fan of LeFou's brew. I like butterbeer.
Well, Red's apple freeze and LeFou's brew are almost the exact same. I want to say that the topping is a little different for LeFou's brew.
Before you leave this area, is there a place you can go to get kind of an overview of the whole pool? Tammy's wondering how big the pool is.
Yes. Hang on 1 second.
See, where else can you go and have your own personal person to show you Walt Disney World?
Let's see if I can make it through this hallway without.
Wow, the theming stops here. It's rare you see an onstage location as unthemed as that hallway. Presenting the Cars building pool.
So it is a half circle because it's the design of the Wheelwell Motel.
It's quite large. A little tough for lap swimming.
Yeah,
But
the deepest looks like 4'4", which is the norm of the pools we discovered for the deepest.
So thanks, Jeremiah. Thanks for the question, Tammy. Always happy to accommodate when we can. All the better if it requires Jeremiah to get wet or climb stairs or something.
This is just, a normal bathroom hallway.
I think we have seen it all.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. And perfect time. We've just come up to an hour, so it's a nice place to end it.
Let me get a good shot of the cozy cone.
Tammy says, when you're staying there, can you swim in any of these pools? You certainly can, right, Jeremiah?
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, all three of the pools are available. Whenever you're staying at a resort, all the pools of that resort are available to you. So. Right. Well, thank you, Jeremiah. Thank you, Tammy, Tony, for your assistance, Donna, for bringing milkshake and popcorn, and everybody else for tuning in today. Thanks especially to Jeremiah for taking us on this tour. Lovely way to start the day. I'd like to remind you, coming up, all these times are Pacific time, Marvel time, coming up at 1 o'clock with Marvel Mac, Barely Necessities, our new merchandise show with the lovely Rebecca, my wife, and her partner, the other Rebecca. And then at 5, that's at 3 o'clock. And then at 5:30, again, Pacific time, we've got Jeremiah debuting his new show, Theme Park History 101. What's going to be your topic today? Not debuting, second episode. What's going to be your topic today, Jeremiah?
Today we are taking a trip in one of my favorite theme parks that wasn't originally a theme park. We're going to Universal Studios tour, and we're going to explore the history of that pretty much from the start of the tour in the 60s up until the late 80s when it started to become a theme park. And Cole is joining me again, and we are actually going to be graced with one of my friends who was a tour guide for the studio. So we'll get a tour very virtually, and we'll take a trip back in time, maybe go 88 miles per hour, because that's where Back to the Future is going.
Yeah. So looking forward to that. I'm a big fan of early Universal Studios, so really looking forward to that. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you like this stream if you haven't already. So helpful. Please make sure you subscribe to us however you're watching us. We've got so much going on live tomorrow, or Disney earnings call, where there's always some interesting news and sometimes announcements. So we're going to have lots of live stuff regarding that. So please just keep checking back in. However you're watching us, please check out our website at laughingplace.com. Give us the thumbs up. And most importantly, tell Jeremiah goodbye.